got their much-needed big man in Porzingis. However, he has appeared in only 17 games for the Hawks this season due to a tricky illness. This closes the chapter for Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga in Golden State, but gives them both a fresh start now in Atlanta. We now welcome Monica McNutt, who's looking fly here on the set. and Brian Windhorst is going to join us here as well. Good morning, Wendy.
Look, RC, I'm cold. I got a short haircut. I run cold like I'm cold. So here's my hat and here's my look.
This is not Chicago in the NFL playoffs.
Don't worry, I wouldn't
8-degree weather.
I wouldn't
Monica.
have on this hat in Chicago because you can actually get nice little breeze up under the ears. I'd have on a different hat, so we're good.
Can we talk about this trade yesterday? Okay, so with Kristaps now going to the Warriors, Wendy, I'm going to go to you first on this. Does this basically mean Giannis is not getting traded by the 3 p.m. Eastern deadline today?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that yet, but I say he's not getting traded to the Warriors because this was a move where the Warriors moved on when they realized they weren't going to get a deal done with Milwaukee, and they get a guy who I think is more of a pre-agency move. They may want to sign Kristaps Porzingis long-term after the season. This is really an indication of where the Bucks are thinking here because the Warriors' offer from a draft pick standpoint was the strongest offer out there. And if you look at the last 2 championship teams, the Thunder and the Celtics, they were built through draft-based trades of star players. And so if that's the way you're going to follow in your Milwaukee, that's why Golden State made the most sense. And Milwaukee passed. And so they moved on. Minnesota, who was also very aggressively trying to get Giannis, they have moved on. About 10 minutes ago, Shams reported that they have traded 4 second-round picks and Rob Dillingham, a lottery pick from last year, for Ayo Dosunmu from the Bulls. They will be the guard that they're going to put for the foreseeable future alongside Anthony Edwards. So you can tell that Minnesota and Golden State think they're not getting Giannis today. The Miami Heat are still out there, and the Heat, as last I heard, were still trying to make moves to improve their offer that they can make to Milwaukee. And they have an offer that is sort of a blend of young players and draft picks. It's sort of a hybrid offer when you compare Minnesota to Golden State, so it would sort of be a middle path. That said, the Heat can make a better offer, a more draft pick-rich offer later this summer. So teams in the league right now believe it is most likely that Giannis stays put. But Miami is still there, and I want to point out that I will never put anything past Andy Ellisberg, their GM, and the aggression of Pat Riley. So keep an eye with Miami. Cleveland sniffed around on Giannis, but now that they've made the James Harden deal, I think they're probably set. Portland has been out there in the marketplace looking for assets also to try to make a deal for Giannis. The reason that they make some sense is because they have a bunch of Bucks draft assets from the Damian Lillard trade. But what I'm getting around to here is, you know, Stephen A., Giannis, he can't get what he wants unless he asks for it. If he doesn't say to the Bucks, I want to be traded, not this messing around. Doesn't say the words, I want to be traded, and I want to be traded to New York, or I want to be traded to Miami. That's where I'm going to sign. He's left the door open for the Bucks to play this game, and now the game is going to, swung probably in the Bucks' favor.
And that's what's surprising about all of this, because Giannis is one of the most straight-up dudes you'll ever encounter in professional sport. He will tell you what he feels. He will tell you why he feels that way, and he's not shy about it. But somehow, for some reason, when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks, simply being public about it and saying, I want to be gone, is something he's highly reluctant to do. And so because of it, you know, it gives Milwaukee the wiggle room to play around, entertain an abundance of offers, wait, move fast, or, you know, he's giving them more control that they actually deserve to have, considering who he is and the cachet that he brings. When healthy, this is one of the top 5 players on the planet. This is Giannis that we're talking about here. When you've got that kind of cachet and you've delivered the championship to the franchise, you get to say, I want out. I want to go here. That's what I was hoping for with the New York Knicks. The only reason I changed course is because those 4 calf injuries in the last 19 months. If it wasn't for that, Eminem, I'm telling you right now. And I love you, girl. I love you, girl. I wouldn't care if they traded you to get him. They trade you too. They trade everybody. I mean, and you, Wendy, and everybody else. The equipment manager, I don't give a damn who it is. A healthy Giannis in New York with Jalen Brunson, I would give away the dance team, the equipment manager, the chauffeur. I'd do anything. Get Giannis at the Garden. But those calf injuries scare me because of Tyrese Halliburton and Dame Lillard and KD in the past. And I just worry. Jason Tatum now, I just worry about that. So Nick stand pat.
Yeah. I want to go back to how you started the conversation, S.A., because you are right. Giannis has 100% earned the right within the league to say what he wants. And so for me, it becomes very clear that this is intentional not to say what he wants, right? Last week when we were having this conversation with Wendy, he pointed out how the offers can be improved in the summer. To me, it seems clear that by not making a statement emphatically that he wants to roll, Giannis is waiting, it seems at least, and I could be wrong. Wendy just told us that Miami is still scrambling, but it seems like leaving in the summer is the best play to maintain the legacy that he's trying to protect, and both sides can still be happiest.
This is the part. Like we owe it. Shay, Eminem, Wendy, us as pundits on national television. I think I'm qualified to say this part. You know, you gotta be okay with being the bad guy sometimes. It's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. You should try it. It's actually very cathartic.
I will say, though,
it really works. And I think Giannis is overly concerned about being the bad guy in Milwaukee. Bump that. You won 1 playoff series in the last 4 years. The team don't have a roster around you. They ain't going no damn place. And it's cold. It's very, very cold there, and there's not as much to do in places like compared to places like Miami and New York and stuff like that. It's nothing wrong with being the bad guy. He needs to look at them and say, yo, I want out. He was brave enough to boo the crowd when they booed him, right? He booed them back.
But that's the one thing we can point to that he's done that made us, one thing.
I didn't say it was bad.
Okay.
I'm not insulted. I'm complimenting him. Yeah, he booed them back. I'm Giannis. I'm one of the top 5 players on the planet. I delivered you an NBA championship, and I'm averaging 30 and 11, and you booing me? You damn right he had a right to boo back.
Well, here's where it could get more. Here's where it could get more interesting. Okay, and again, I want to underscore, I'm not putting anything past Andy Ellisberg, Pat Riley, and the Miami Heat.
That's right.
Giannis could be on the Heat by 3 o'clock, but if he's not, okay, what I suspect is going to happen is that the Bucks are going to deactivate Giannis and not play him the rest of the season, or very close to not the rest of the season, because their future now is highly dependent on their draft pick and Giannis avoiding injury, and they've got to protect those legs. And so I want to know how Giannis is going to feel about potentially being shut down for the season, not only not traded, but maybe being shut down for the season, because that's the tactically correct move for the Bucks going forward.
He shouldn't care. Go ahead,
He should want that.
He should want that.
Right? Like, this is about
He likes to play. I don't think he'll want that.
Yeah.
But Wendy, if you've as subtly as possible, you've made it clear that you want out, right? The best way for you to get out and get to a place where your value is highest is going to be to rest.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need him getting any further.
I know we got to go
really
to commercial break, but put the camera on me, please. I just think it's important to say this to America. As a Knicks fan, I definitely wouldn't mind him ending up in New York City. But Giannis, if you end up in Miami, there are worse places to go. It is important to say that. It's very, very
Speaking
important.
of,
There's worse places to go than Miami.
Knicks are winning, though. Speaking of the
Eight
Knicks.
of them things.
Yeah, how
Eight of
about the
them
Knicks?
things. Go ahead.
It's nice being on the West Coast to be able to see double overtime out here. How about it?
How about it?
All right, we got more First Take coming up from San Francisco. Speaking of the NBA trade deadline, Anthony Davis was traded from the Mavs to the Wizards yesterday. How does Dallas look now after not having AD or Luka Doncic? We'll sound off. Plus, the NFL honors are tonight, and an MVP will be crowned. Who should win it? We'll have disagreement. Matthew Stafford, Drake May. That's next. This is First Take from San Francisco.
You're watching First Take, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.